The Level Grind is brought to you by All-Star Collision and Glass. Visit allstarcollision.ca.
Welcome to Level Grind. I'm Tyler from Two Hit Combo, and today we're talking Summer of Arcade for the Xbox 360. Now, every summer, for the last 4 summers, Xbox has done something a little special with its downloadable content over the summer. They've called it Summer of Arcade, and over the last several years, we've seen some of the best downloadable content, not only on Microsoft's Xbox, but on any DLC anywhere. So I'm talking games like Limbo, last year's 2D platformer slash kind of scary and weird game where you played as like the shadow of a kid. It's scary, hard to describe, but awesome. Trials HD came out a few years ago as part of Summer of Arcade, which is a great physics-based motorcycle 2D game. And then probably one of the greatest, Shadow Complex, which is sort of like a cross between Metroid and Castlevania. I used to describe it as, it's like Castlevania or Metroid, but for 2010 or 2011 now. But it's really a lot more than that. It takes what Metroid did successfully as far as the 2D explore adventure sort of genre and really kicked it up a notch. So definitely worth a look. And this year's Summer of Arcade titles should be no different. The first of which is Fruit Ninja. Now, currently you may be playing Fruit Ninja on your iPhone or on your iPad, but this is coming to the Xbox with Kinect support. So you can actually chop through watermelons and vegetables with your hands and feet and foreseeably your head and a bunch of other stuff, so that should be kind of cool. Next up, we've got Toy Soldiers Cold War. Now, this is a sequel to last year's Toy Soldiers, which is also released for the Xbox. Now, this is going to take place in the 80s, so 80s style combat. Where you bring your favorite action toys to life. So it's kind of like playing with those little green men back in the day. You can also call for backup. If you have a friend who's playing, you can play over co-op through the Xbox Live, which should be fun. Some mini games through the survival mode. Another one that's up is the insanely twisted Shadow Planet, which wins for the best name so far. It's a side-scrolling 2D action-adventure game that takes players through this shadow planet filled with unique environments, twisted life, and surreal ecologies. So it sounds a lot more like science than fun, but I'm hearing really good things about it. It kind of seems like this year's Limbo from what we can hear. Next up, we've got Bastion. Now, it's an action role-playing experience that's sort of like a storytelling game as well. It's got a reactive narrator which marks your every move, so that should be interesting. I haven't seen much of that. You can explore more than 40 hand-painted lush environments and wield a huge arsenal of weapons. And if you finish the main story, you'll unlock a new Game Plus mode to continue the journey. Last but not least, we got From Dust, which is a unique sort of game where you start out as a piece of dust or a speck from a star, and you grow beyond that through some type of life and nature, and there's dangers swirling around you. I haven't seen too much of this one, but it's sure to be a decent title if it's a part of Summer of Arcade. Now, in previous years, Microsoft has given a little bit of a deal that if you buy all 5 of their Summer of Arcade games, they'll reimburse you for 1,200 points, which is equivalent to 1 or 1.5 games, depending on the games that you've purchased. So kind of a good deal if you want to try out a bunch of stuff. Like I said, last year there's a few really decent games. I imagine that's going to be the case this time around. So Summer of Arcade starts up July 20th of this year. Check out your Xbox Live dashboard or xbox.com for more info, and we'll play some Fruit Ninja online because that'll be awesome. Thanks for watching. You just leveled up.